Hello, all you hardcore. Welcome to part two. Just waiting for Andy to log in. It's all good stuff, isn't it? So here we are. So I hope you're enjoying the chat. We just like to tell it straight on here. You know what I mean? Don't we, Andy? We just like to tell it straight on here. You there, mate? You gone again?
Yeah,
I'm just saying we like to tell it straight on here.
yeah, it's the only way. Yeah,
Hey?
that's the only way. No bullshit. It's straight as a die.
Yeah. We spoke about Joshua. We spoke about Tyson Fury. He's going to fight Usyk in 29, 39, or 7 for 7 week. He's going to fight Usyk. 6 week this Saturday, in it, that Tyson
Yeah,
fights Usyk. Yeah. Cutting it fine, aren't they? I see that being put back, but if not,
yeah.
fair enough. Right. Daniel Dubois. Now, there's been no opponent mentioned for him. Why don't they fight Joshua with him?
Exactly. That'd be a good fight, wouldn't it? I think maybe they think he's too lively for Joshua. I don't
Yeah, well.
carries a bit of danger. Now he's shown he's got a bit more heart than people thought. He's maybe it's maybe Joshua maybe doesn't fancy it. He's got a good jab, Dubois, hasn't he? So
Yeah, apparently he dropped Joshua heavy in sparring at the EIS a few years ago. Yeah,
put some
then
doubts in his mind.
a week later, Bricktop signed him, didn't he?
Ah, there you go. There's no flies on Bricktop. Eh?
There's no flies at all on Bricktop, mate, at all, I can assure you.
Yeah.
Strictly business. But they've done well on there at the moment, but look at new box rec rankings out. Usyk number one, Joshua two, Parker three, Fury four, Dubois five, Caballel six, Zhang seven. There you go. Joyce eight, Ergovic nine. Joyce shouldn't be eight. Chisora 10. He shouldn't be, but he fluked his
Oh,
last fight, didn't he, Chisora? He got a fluke
uh,
win.
that Caballel did well, didn't he? He did
Uh,
well against that big monster man, didn't he? But I think
yeah,
he was
yeah.
maybe uh,
Led back Makhmedov.
yeah, maybe he just looks scarier than he is.
Yeah, he does look a scary geezer, like, doesn't he?
Aye, but he was found wanting against Caballel, wasn't
You found what?
he? He was found wanting against Caballel.
Oh, God. Caballel. I mean, Caballel turned Chisora on his head, didn't he, years ago?
Yeah,
Do you know what I
he's
mean?
been
So
about for a while, but he's maybe just not been getting fights.
he's 24-0, Caballel, 16 by way of, and he is 31-year-old German. So, and he's just done that Makhmedov, and he is now top six box record, number one in Germany, top six in the world. Ajay Caballel. So we've got new players at the trough, noses in the trough, isn't there? There's more.
The same age as Parker, isn't he? So maybe that'll be a good fight.
Like I said, the top six has been turned on its head now, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Zhang and Ergovic are knocking on the door. Uh, who else would you say is knocking on the door? Martin McCauley,
yeah. Forgot about him. He's
Frank Sanchez,
yeah.
There's and Jared Anderson. That's five knocking on the door. Fabio Wardley, six. You know, there's six other guys there that Fraser Clark, maybe he's a bit off at
Big
pace. Yeah.
freeze.
I mean,
Ah, he's
Big Freeze.
he's
What's happening with Big Freeze, right? Olympic bronze, yeah. He's just coming off a Dave Allen win. Hang on a minute.
needs to fight Wardley, doesn't he?
He needs to do something, doesn't he?
I think Wardley will beat him though. Eh?
Well, Wardley's, we've been saying, oh, he'll get found out today, he'll get found out today. Well, like Josh Warrington, every time Josh Warrington won a belt, everybody, especially trainers round here, around South Yorkshire, they'd be like, Josh Warrington, he'll get found out when he defends that belt. He kept winning belts all the way through every level, didn't he, Josh? He went through every single level.
Yeah, kept going.
Kept going and defending IBF.
So
Beating
Fabio Wardley could do the same. Eh?
beat 5 world champions. It's more than it's as much as Joshua's beat, and
More
it's
than Fury.
more than Fury, isn't it?
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? So Josh Warrington's no mug, but fighters have a shelf life. And the problem is, you're not allowed to tell them when that is. I mean, if somebody comes to you and says, "Look, Andy, think your days as an engineer on the way, so we're going to bring your retirement forward 2 years." You'd be a bit cheesed off, wouldn't you?
Oh, aye. Yeah.
We've been on spanners all them years, and somebody telling you that, your pride would be. Well, it's just like that for a boxer, isn't it? I suppose
Yeah.
when you think about it. But I just think that Fraser Clark 8-0, 6 by way of pushing 33-year-old in the summer, right? He needs to get a move on, doesn't it, Big Freeze?
When you look way back, when you look at guys, I mean, Ali, what was he, 22 when he won the title? Floyd Patterson was 21. George Foreman, 23 or 24, was he? Now, I mean, guys are on their 30s before they're doing much these days, aren't they? There's nobody winning in their early 20s. So for Tyson, it was probably a curse winning it that early and losing control of things, yeah.
Well, it were all over for him basically within 40 months, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Within 40 months, it were all over for him, and it were within 5 years or something. Within 5 years, he'd been charged with a rape, hadn't
Put in jail, aye. So,
he? 5 year
yeah.
of winning it, more or less, well, just over 5 year. So he imploded, didn't he, in that period, Mike
Yeah.
Tyson? But you could see,
Mismanaged, yeah.
yeah, you could, well, by himself, because he employs everybody. He's the man that employs Don King. He's the man that employs the trainer. He should have been stronger willed, shouldn't he?
Yeah, maybe he didn't have I don't think he had the mindset, or maybe he wasn't educated enough to see what was going on. Eh?
Well,
Aye,
maybe, but I think he could see what was going on, but he were having his cake and eating it, wasn't he? It's all right while
aye.
you're winning. When you start losing, that's when there's a problem, isn't there?
Paychecks start getting smaller. Eh?
Paychecks get smaller, yeah, and entourage gets smaller. So basically, Big Freeze turned pro 2 years ago. Fraser Clark, 2 years ago, he turned pro. So he's been a pro 2 years. He's had 8 fights. That should really be year one, that 8 fights. So he's lost a year, hasn't he? He's a year behind. He's got no fights, mate. He's got no fights made up. And he's walking around. And I think basically as big daft phrase, like some big daft clown. That when he
Yeah,
comes out to fight, everybody starts laughing and joking, and it's like it's all a bit. They're not taking him serious. So I don't know what he's doing in his makeup that he comes across as this jovial, funny man, or whatever. Or I don't know, but I don't see people behaving or having a laugh when Carl Froch comes into the company and then walks off. I don't
yeah,
see that. I don't see it. I see it a little bit with Johnny Nelson because he's a bit jovial, isn't he? You know what I mean? And
yeah.
these people are fighters, but they're not top end, are they? It's how you conduct yourself. And it's Big Freeze has turned into like a bit of a cartoon character, hasn't he, really?
Big honey monster.
Well, he's a big lump in it, big 6'6", 20 stoner with a cue ball head and a beard, right? An Olympic bronze medal. It must be like carrying a piano on his back.
Aye.
Don't know.
Moses Atumo's had about 8 fights, as you know, and he's only been on the go about a year, is
Yeah, well, why don't they get at it then like
he? Aye.
Groves and DeGale did?
I bet Bricktop would put him in with Big Freeze because Bricktop's he's no shy at matching his fighters are at an earlier stage, is he? Occasionally.
What, what about Jack Massey against Fraser
Aye.
Clark? Why don't they make that?
Yeah, he took Parker the distance, didn't he? So
Jack Massey against Fraser Clark. Yeah. What about Solomon Dakras against Fraser Clark?
Mhm.
Fabio Wardley, he's already beat Adelaide, but the top Moses Atome is 11. Right. Where's Dave Allen then now? Dave Allen's 17. Dave Allen, what'll happen with him? He'll be just, if he fights again, it'll just be picking up 8, 10 grands. That's all it'll be. And it'll be people like Johnny Fisher, people like him who'll be fighting, and Moses Vatome, David Adelaide, Solomon Dakras. They're all there for him. Jack Massey, Fabio down line, maybe Chisora down line. They're all, maybe, who knows, even the bar down line. If Dave hangs around long enough, he can pick decent money up, probably 40, 50 grand a year, from
Yeah,
2, 3 fights. If he's smart. But once it's knocked out, yeah, what's the point? And if he's not going to get in shape to do it, the hunger's gone on it. He's become civilized. You get
yeah,
settled down with 2 kids and you get your missus running in and out the pie and peas for you every day and that. 'Cause don't forget, he don't drink, does he, Dave? All he does is scoff. So if she's
Scoffy.
taking him his lion bars and his pie and peas and that, he'll be happy, won't he? He'll be like a pig in muck.
Comfortable, eh? You'll get comfortable.
Okay, then out of these here, who would you say Big Phrase beats now? Uh, hang on a second. Nathan Gorman.
That's a close one. That Nathan, I would say, looking at the last fights, I would say he beats Nathan Gorman, but he came in way too heavy, didn't he, Nathan Gorman? I was disappointed to see the shape he came in at because he's got good boxing skills, doesn't he? And he just keeps coming in out of shape. And he threw
Well,
that fight
basically,
away. That was his fight to win that fight, wasn't it? But he just threw that away.
yeah. Basically, I'm going to give Nathan Gorman some advice here. Big Nath, hope you're well. Right, this is how I look at it. You're fat as a pig. Every time I see you, you're fat as a pig on telly. It's not a good look. I used to be fatter than you, mate. It ain't a good look. I used to be embarrassed. I used to think, "Gee, oh God, I've got to go out now on piss to somebody's birthday or some wedding or something. What am I going to put on? Am I going to get 66-inch waist trousers?" So what I did, I ended up buying a pair of black tracky bottoms, Adidas, with red stripes, and I put them on and a shirt and jumper. And people would say to me, "Where's your trousers, Big P?" So I forgot to put them on. They go, "Oh, no problem." Well, what are they going to say? I'll flatten them one out that way. I'll sit on them.
Yeah.
You're thinking, how's he gone from 66 waist to 32 waist and he's got a six pack and he looks the business? It's called mental strength. And
Discipline, eh?
use discipline, that's all it is. You can do it when you want, sir.
Yeah.
Humans are creatures of habit. I could have done it years ago, I just couldn't be asked. I would have sat there having too much of a good time. People telling me how ace I was. The fatter I got, the better looking I got. Because I noticed the more dough I earned, the fatter I got. The fatter I got, the better car I drove, better area I lived in, and the more friends I accumulated. And the same people used to tell me how great I were all the time. It's like, oh, that's all right, isn't it? I don't look, no, I'm not that bad. You just big boned, are Ross, they say. Don't give me any of that shit about big bone. I'm pushing 29 clem. Big boned. What you on
But
about, big boned?
true friends would tell you the way, you need to get the weight off. You're going to have health
Yeah, like
issues.
my
Yeah.
mum and dad. My
Yeah.
mum said, look at the size here. I can't believe you're mine. That's what she used to say.
Then
Horrible.
you hear
Eh?
it from your parent, you hear it from your parents. You tend to rebel against them, don't you? I'm not listening to their advice. Eh? That's
Oh,
what happens.
my dad, the diplomat, who never says a word. You don't get a word out of him. I go down, and he'll say, "God, what you got that on for? It don't fit you." I say, "I'm gonna get some. I'm just struggling to get in this. I'll get some weight off." Well, why don't you go to Giacomo? I said, "What do I want to go there for? It's for big people." There's not going there. Don't make me go there. I could feel myself boiling my rage. You know
Give
what
me
I
a
mean?
wee sec. I just see my old man phoning me. Give me a wee second. Just give me
Yeah,
a
no
second.
sweat, pal. No sweat. All right there, Andy.
Sorry about that. Aye. He says he's still in that swimming pool. I thought, I've not been swimming tonight.
What is it? Cannons you go to?
I go to Bannatyne. So.
Bannatyne. It used to be Cannons though, didn't it? Yeah, years ago. They sold out, didn't they, to them, didn't they?
And one in Perth, I think, used to be a living well, I think it was.
There's one over
Changed
here. There's one over here in Bramley. What is it?
Bannatyne. Have we got hot water there? Because there's no hot water at the one I go.
I can't afford to go there. Richard goes there. Big
Is he?
Richard.
Aye.
Yeah, it's the way he lives in it. He goes there with their lap. Yeah. Often.
Aye, I've got into my swimming, so I try and go most days, eh? I try and go
I
most
don't go
days.
there. I just jump in River Don if I need to swim, mate. I'm old school like John Fury. I don't need to go to these past swimming baths.
It's probably warmer than the pool was last week. And I mean, when I was in, there's no hot. The boiler went or something. No hot. It was cold showers, cold everything. So
You
I don't
joking,
mind a
mate?
cold shower, but if I'd rather have it through choice. So
What? So after you got out of the swimming pool, you went for a shower and that was frozen as well.
oh, it was frozen. It was just like water out the river. It was really.
Is it
It's cold.
like because where you live, it's a cold part of the country?
It is cold, but I've going to start doing that wild swimming as well. Out in the swimming in the walks and that as well. I mean,
You aren't
my
happy,
wet,
eh?
I've got
What's happened
wetsuit.
to you, Andy? What's happened to you?
I just, I don't know what it is. I've just gone mad.
Do you know Frank Bruno in the morning when he
Can't help
used
it.
to do his run? He used to do a run with George Francis, his trainer. They used
Yeah.
to go up Summit Common, is it? Is it Wimbledon Common? Or so anyway, there's like or some place in London. I forget what it were. I read his book when I was at Nick, and he'd do his swim after run, and it's
Right.
like a pond or something, and he'd go up, do this swim and that. And in his book, he said that he did it every day because it took you out your comfort zone and all that kind of on.
Yeah.
And
I
after
mean,
his run, it were good for his body and all that, the cold. But that was
yeah.
before ice baths, wasn't it? That 40 years ago, wasn't it? That.
Yeah. I seen a video clip of John Conte jumping in a pond one time. It's maybe the same
Yes,
pond.
so they must have been trying some at them 70s and 80s guys must have been trying all this stuff that they do at footballers now and that. Like at
Yeah.
football grounds and that. They
Yeah.
have like them ice chiropractic, well, them things that you go in, don't you, and it makes you go cold and that.
Oh, yeah. Cryogenic. It's not
Oh
cryogenic. It's
yeah,
just.
something like that, in it. Yeah. No, that's what
Uh,
Twister's dad's in, isn't it? One of them.
maybe you tell me about that. Aye.
Yeah. He's in one
When
of
I
them
was
until they find a cure.
when I went down to Lake District last year on holiday, we were staying out in the country near Sharp, and there's an outdoor, well, it said heated outdoor swimming pool at Sharp, and I went there. I thought, oh, it'll be nice. I'll go there for a swim, and I took my wee lassie there. She's only 7 now. And she wouldn't go in the water was that cold. She wouldn't. I said to the guy, I thought you said this was heated, and he just smiled. There was a small children's pool at the side. I think it was heated, but the main pool was it was really cold. But you had to keep moving. You couldn't stop for long. But it's meant to be good for your immune system or something. Cold water treatment or whatever. But quite refreshing.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you something now, and I want you to give me a serious answer. You saw the IFL interview, didn't you, with Eddie Hills? The 40-minute one yesterday.
I've not seen that yet. No.
The day before. He's done a 40-minute, hasn't he, with Coogs. He looked to me, obviously you haven't seen it, but he looked to me like he's content with his lot. I don't know, what do you think?
I seen him saying a while back that he's knowing. It was like he was just setting everything up for Spotty Frank to take over. That's maybe a
Yeah,
few
yeah,
months.
yeah. We were all that kind of chat and that, and a lot of people behind the scenes are saying that Eddie hasn't took his foot off gas, but he's not as hectic as he used to be.
Aye.
He's a bit
He's
burnt
maybe
out, ain't he?
just aligning everything maybe so he can just take an
Well,
side exit.
I don't think he cares now if people. Do you think he really cares about Crusher Ben deep down?
Yeah. I think if you got the truth out of him, he probably admit that he's made a mistake defending him. I think that's what reading between the lines. I think he thinks he's made a mistake defending Crusher Ben,
Yeah.
and it's kind of made him. It's probably ruined his reputation to some extent. I'd say.
Oh, Eddie's.
Yeah.
Well, he looks to me like Conor Ben's a bit of a problem to him now, doesn't he? looking at it from outside, it's been dragging on 18 months. They're still knee deep in it, and you can see Eddie's just getting a little bit cheesed off with people probing him about it because it's dragged on a bit on it now. But it's their own faults, isn't it?
Mm. You should have just put him to one side when it happened, clear your name, and then come back and see me. That's what you should have done with him, I think. But and that should be the case with anybody in that scenario, whether it's a drug failure or whatever. They should just put them on one side, and then once they clear their name themselves, then they can come back into the fold if viable or suitable.
Yeah, yeah. I see Oscar's signed that Arnold Barbosa, hasn't he? 28 and 0.
Mm.
That's but Arnold Barbosa Jr. That's going to be interesting. Light welterweight. Do you see him and Cattrall doing fighting down the line?
That's quite a hot division, isn't it?
Well,
Catterall. I want to see a Catterall Josh Taylor rematch. I think that would have been that needs to happen now. But there's no word of Josh Taylor fighting yet, though he was mooted as a Conor Benn opponent, wasn't he, at one point? I think he turned Conor Benn on his head, wouldn't he?
oh God. What do you
Big
think's going
time.
to happen? Really? You think Conor Benn and Eddie will end up in court?
Can see that happening at some point down the line. It's all turning sour, isn't it? It's all just turning to shit.
Yeah.
That's the impression I get. But it's
Yeah,
all through the road.
Frank Warren's just come out right now and said, and I quote, Wilder looks shot to bits, needs outstanding performance to resurrect Joshua fight. That's what I said to you earlier, didn't I? He's going to
Yeah.
need to do something really good to get back in mix, innit?
Did I read somewhere about Dubois fighting Wilder?
Oh, DeBar.
Dubois, yeah, I remember
I
seeing
ain't
that.
heard
Maybe.
that one yet, but I don't think there's
Ah,
risk in I don't know.
yeah.
If Wilder's shot to bits. What about DeBar Parker? I don't see anybody screaming for that.
That'd be a good fight, wouldn't it? That'd make for a good fight.
Yeah.
Could be a good clash of styles there.
Eddie's going on. Oh God, Eddie's now piping up, going on about Joshua Parker rematch. Joseph Parker's put his son in the frame now. He deserves it and all that for beating Wilder.
I think Barker could beat Josh in a rematch.
Yeah.
I think he might not have the same confidence against Parker as he did against Wallen. I don't think if Parker can sting him early on, but I think the referee was part of the issue with the Parker Joshua fight, and he kept breaking them up. If I remember, I'll have to watch it again. Have a look. I seem to remember being I seem to remember being irritated by what the referee was doing in the Joshua Parker fight.
Mm.
But it wasn't a great fight anyway, was it? So wasn't it very engaging, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it were at all. I see the Eddie's piped up going on about Joshua's next fight's going to be in March in Saudi. And so Joshua don't care for British fans. Two on trot in Saudi. For fans, innit? But Eddie, listen. For the fans, Eddie. Be humble. Stay hungry. It's a fight. It's a fight. Listen, Joshua don't care for boxing fans. He cares for money. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, it's always been that way. I mean, I liked him initially when he came out, and then I seen him being interviewed one time, and he said, "I want to be the." I think I've said this before. I want to be the first billionaire boxer, and that just turned me right off of me. I'm just like, that's all he was interested in. So, and that was way
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like your man, isn't it? Josh Taylor. This time last year, and I quote, he said, I'm going to fight 3 times in 2023, and I can still do 140, and I feel great. And then he's just come out now and he said, I'm going to fight 3 times in 2024. I can still do 140, and I feel great and big and strong to do 147. It's the same old repeated shit. They can't even think of new lies to say, can they?
just rebooting the same old stuff. But
Yeah. What do you think to that Lee Witt Baldy who leaves comments on my channel? What do you think, Baldy? Hey, hey, right, come and
I'd
see
like to
me
see.
instead of leaving vileness. Pop down. I'm there all day tomorrow. All day. Go on,
I
what?
like. I'd like to see. I like to see Josh Taylor have a fight at 147. See what he looks like at that.
I'd like to see him have a fight with me. I'm getting itch my sen after all this training I've been doing today. I feel like
Ah,
I'm 25 again, Andy.
revitalized.
Revitalised. I need to get another Umbro sock out at draw and do a 2 minute power W. Get the forearms pumped up like Crusher Ben. Kenny Bayless has retired, thank God. Oh, only in Nevada though, because Vegas are
Oh,
sick of him.
you'll see him popping up in the misfits, like
Uh,
uh, like Ian John Lewis.
what do you think to what do you think to Eugenis Ogus still mulling over his future? I mean, his eye injury, he's just still going on about it.
If you can't
Cuban.
bother, health's worth more than their money in it. Health's everything.
Yeah, yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Uh, Tank Davis. You know, people keep going on about him. Eddie keeps going on about him every other day. It's Tank Davis. We'll fight him at 147 with Crusher Ben. Uh, Crusher Ben, Tank Davis. Do you see it, Andy?
That's a no contest. That isn't it? Tank
Well,
Davis would run right over him.
Tank Davis has just been told that he's the only champion with the WBA at 135 at the moment because Aney has been removed as the super champ.
So he's a full champion.
Hmm. Yeah, at 1W. I think he's got more than one belt though in different weights on his Tank.
Mm-hmm.
But Chavez Jr. views Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez as a good fight. I think it's a great fight. One of my
Yeah,
mates on about it earlier, and he says to me, he thinks Benavidez beats Canelo. Jill
yeah. I think Canelo's. I think I said
on the
before.
slide,
I
isn't
think he's on the slide, isn't he? He's not as lively in the last couple of rounds as he used to be, is he? He looks to me like his work rate has dropped in a way, but I've no looked at any stats or anything like that. You're a stat man, eh? You'll probably have the info on that, do you?
Yeah, what on what?
On Canelo's work rate.
Canelo's work rate, yeah, it's down, isn't it? He takes rounds off, doesn't he? I think Kent's got
Yeah,
it up on this computer. Canelo, he does 1 and 2 and 3. That's fourth off, not all the time though, but and he has, and then he'll wait. He struggles for his second win, Canelo.
mm.
So then mid rounds, I always feel that you never know when he's going to spring into action.
It's kind of coasting a bit, eh?
He coasted middle rounds. That's what cost him against Bibble. Coasting,
Yeah.
coasting.
What did you think of Bivol against Lyndon Arthur? I thought he's got a brilliant array of punches, Bivol, isn't he?
You know what? Lyndon Arthur showed some really good defensive skills. You know,
Oh, aye.
really good. He stayed with him in stages in that fight. He fought in bursts in that fight, but if he could fight like that, Lyndon Arthur
Aye.
against
Well, he'll maybe
Yard,
stand up a good.
he might have a better chance than he did in the last fight because they need to have that decided, don't they? Him and Yard, Lyndon Arthur and
Yeah.
Yard. I'd like to see
That,
them fight again. Pardon?
that fight will maybe stand him in good stead going forward for experience because Bivol's skill set's pretty amazing, isn't it? So,
Oh, yeah, he's up there. I don't think his skill set's as good as Opitia.
oh no, he's lively, isn't he? He's a top guy going forward, isn't he?
These guys are like top high end amateur men, aren't they? These
Yeah,
are your cream of the crop. These are like your Savannah Marshalls and them going in with these. Well, I'm not saying the dinner lady. I'm not saying Lyndon Arthur's a dinner lady. He had an IBO, but there's a difference between being an IBO champion and doing what Bibble's done for 11, 12 world title fights on trot. Do you know what I mean? And won them all.
yeah. Did I hear that Opetaia sparring Tyson Fury?
I've heard he is sparring. I've heard he's sparred him a few times now as well. I've heard that.
Uh, That's good work for Fury, because I remember Lennox Lewis used to take all the young upcoming heavyweights for sparring partners, didn't he, to keep them
Well, do you
sharp?
know
So
why they do it? Let me just tell you this, right? Do you know why that Jay's sparring Fury? Because he'll gain experience from sparring Fury. And do you know why Fury will be having him round camp? Because they'll want to see what he's about. And also, there'll be people like Bricktop and that will be wanting to know what deal he's got with Ian, and they'll see if they can find out. That's all it'll be.
get the measure of them, eh?
Get the measure of him and that, yeah. You know what I mean? So we'll test him and see what he's about. That's why I respected Jim McDonnell when he knocked uh, the Cobra back for sparring for the Gale. They would never spar Froch because they didn't want what happened to Groves when he went up when he sparred Carl, because Carl dropped him, didn't he? And they didn't want that to happen. Didn't want to get any mental edges and that. So I respected Jim McDonnell for not letting James DeGale fight Froch. But if you want to learn, you've got to fight them people, haven't you? And he can only gain experience from going in against Fury, can't he? But
Yeah,
also, it might just be what Fury needs. Somebody's, about an Usyk size, who's quick
yeah,
and, agile, and it might just be what Fury needs, pal. But
yeah,
okay, you want to go into part three, kid?
yeah.
Cheers.
No problem.